Sports on Tap is brought to you by Go To Pro Plumbing, Land and Sea Motorsports, On the Bay Customs Boutique and Cafe.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
I don't know what we're yelling about!
I mean, listen, we're talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Loud noises!
Not a game.
This is the first time in my life I'm glad I'm here.
We talking about practice, man.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
65.
63. Knew it, I'm surrounded by assholes.
Kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Sports the way it should be. Nothing sugar-coated, with loaded with all the information you wanted. From legends to prospects, nothing's off limits. Chris and Joe be taking on all topics with no stopping. They keep it rolling and going and ball hopping at a rate that's hard stopping. With music that's jaw dropping, they getting it in. Sports Center competition, man, they in it to win. This ain't a fluke, from Carolina to Duke, from MSU to Michigan. You'll know if you listening and you ain't, you missing it. All the excitement, they shock like a thundercloud and rock with lightning. Get it together, you know ain't nobody better. Bring heat than cold weather. You better put on a sweater, you better just let it go and all come and attack. Sit back, relax, let's tell them it's on tap.
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
If we take a fucking tight end, I quit!
Welcome to this week's edition of Sports on Tap. I'm Chris Scott, alongside Joe Waddell and Frank Giagata. Gentlemen, how are we?
I'm still very happy we did not take a tight end. I think every week we come here and I listen to that intro.
That's great.
I hear that, and I hear how much pain that guy was in thinking that it was a possibility. And I'm just so grateful at this point that we didn't do it. They didn't do it.
I wanted him to just so you'd come in the following week and just lose your fucking shit.
Yeah, I really did too. I'm not going to lie.
I think had I come in the next week, if I would have shown up,
that would have been fantastic.
I think you for sure would have had complaints from neighbors.
That would have been great.
There would have been at least 5 minutes of just verbal diarrhea.
It would have been fantastic, though, because it would have made for great radio.
Oh, 100%.
Like, it would have made for a great time for us, because we'd probably just sat here and laugh the whole time.
I just grab our popcorn and just sit back and enjoy the show.
This show is Frank's. The Lions just drafted a tight end. Frank, go.
Hey, welcome to Sports on Tap with Chris, Frank, and Joe. And Lions took a tight end. We're going to sit down now.
Yeah, Frank's going to run this bitch for a little bit. And, all right.
And you would have watched a guy literally go from I don't drink much to convincing myself to be an alcoholic in the course of that 1 hour.
That would have been great. Anyways,
for everyone but me and my liver.
No doubt.
Yeah, I would say that.
Want to hit those picks?
Yeah, let's do the picks first, and then we'll get into some other topics.
Yep.
If you've had plumbing problems, you're definitely not alone. The next time you have an issue, there's only one place to call. Go To Pro Plumbing. They're a local family-owned company with 15 years of experience. Based in Centerline, they serve the Metro Detroit area, keeping your pipes clean and flowing with fair prices and happy customers. They're open 7 days a week for all your plumbing needs. The knowledgeable and experienced staff will keep you informed of their progress every step of the way to make your experience as smooth as possible. Call Go To Pro Plumbing today at 586-250-2881. That's 586-250-2881. Go To Pro Plumbing. When your pipes won't flow, call the pro.
It's time!
Yes, it is time for the picks, and since Frank's just going to wing it, let's start with Frank.
So I'm going to keep this one nice and easy. I'm looking at FanDuel's Super Boost.
Yep.
We've got Kawhi and Donovan Mitchell to each take 30 tonight.
Ooh.
That's at a plus 360. So,
okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and jump on that one.
I don't blame you for jumping on that one. I'm going to go to the Stanley Cup playoffs, and with the Carolina-Tampa Bay game tonight, I think Carolina keeps this series alive, so I'm going to take them to win at plus 105 on the money line.
Okay, I'm going to stay with hockey, and I'm going to go with the Golden Knights to win at plus 120. I'm going to take them to win that game tonight. I love Colorado as a team. I just see Vegas on a roll right now, and I see them taking that game tonight.
And Colorado has not played very well in the past 3 games.
No, they haven't. No.
So.
I would love to agree with you on that, Joe, but I'm actually going to take the flip on that.
No.
Colorado's going back home. It seems like one of those series where the home team's just going to take every
home
game.
team's going to take it.
All right. I'm going to go. I'm going to kind of piggyback off your Clippers Jazz game.
Okay.
However, just simple to the point, I'm going to take the Clippers to win at +30 on the money line.
Okay.
All right. Next up, I'm going to go NBA, and I'm going to take the 76ers -5.5.
Nice.
So I'm going to go with the Sixers -5.5.
All right. And then to end it, just because we can have full stadiums full of fans, I'm going to go ahead and take the Tigers to win in their first display in front of a full stadium against Seattle tonight.
I might not be so full with the rain, and it's a rain delay. So.
Is it in a rain delay already?
Yeah, they started
okay,
late.
I was going to say it's a 8 o'clock start, so I didn't know if they were starting it later.
And for my last one, this is a game for tomorrow. The Boston Bruins heading to Nassau Coliseum to take on the New York Islanders. I am picking the Bruins to keep that series alive.
Going to 7 there.
I think they are definitely going to 7. I know Nassau Coliseum is going to be an absolute madhouse tomorrow night, but the Bruins, these are games that they win.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I despise the Bruins, I love that they play like this. These are games that they win.
And these are games. This is a game you're going to get a goal out of Marchand. You're going to get
Exactly.
Bergeron.
Your studs are
going to
show up.
Yeah.
Your studs are going to show up. That's going off at the Bees are laying 135 on the money line. I still like it. I still think the Bees will take that game.
All right. Well, my last one is in baseball. I'm going to take the Athletics tonight -1.5 runs against the Diamondbacks at -105.
Nice.
So that's my last one, and those are the picks.
Those are the picks.
No bonus pick this week, Joe?
No bonus pick. No bonus pick. It was your turn for the bonus pick. You screwed it up.
Oh, damn. I'll take the Red Sox then.
All right.
There you go. So I know the past few weeks we've talked about LaFlop James or LaFraud James or whatever the fuck you want to call him. He did since our last show. He did it again, kind of what we talked about last week, as he quit on his fucking team again. This time with like 5 minutes left in the game, he just quit on his team. And I see people defend this, like constantly defend it, and I don't understand how. Like, how do you defend shit like that?
At this point, there is no defense of it. Like, if anybody out of the three of us is going to sit here and try to defend this guy, it's me.
Right.
And I want to. I want to sit here and look at both of you and be like, leave him alone. He's still going to be a great. Like, there's still. No, this is a grown-ass man who's got the maturity of a 13-year-old.
Exactly. And
that, regardless of the fact that he may have the most talent I've ever seen in an individual athlete, the fact that he has changed the game, the fact that he's kept the game of basketball as popular as it is, you can't have the maturity of a teenager and act the way he does and still expect that anyone here is going to crown you as a GOAT.
Oh, yeah, King James.
No,
yeah.
you're not the king of anything.
No, you're not.
You're king of the crybaby losers at this point.
Like, if you did it once, it'd be like, all right, we'd shit on him for a little bit. It'd be like, all right, whatever.
I mean, fuck, Isaiah didn't even do it twice.
No, he did not. No, he did not. I mean, you did it once. It's like, okay, that's a mistake. You're bad. You make up for it. You apologize. But, dude,
I've heard that he was pulling a Lamar Jackson. Heard he had to.
Oh, he had to
go poo poo.
Yeah, he had to go.
Heard he had a case of the poops. I've heard he was getting treatment on his ankle. I've heard a plethora of different things that could have been going on, but nothing changes the fact that this dude on national television twice now has walked out in back-to-back games.
Right.
Doesn't matter what the reasoning is. He has walked out on his team back-to-back games in games where he is more important than anyone else on the
Now,
team.
if they say he was getting treatment, you're telling me you couldn't have waited 5 more minutes to go get treatment? Like, seriously?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Even if he's getting treatment on an injured ankle, you can wait 5 fucking minutes of a basketball game to get treatment on it. It's not like if you don't get treatment right then, you're at risk of losing your limb, right?
And if he is in a situation like that, then they would have done with him what they did with Davis and sat him.
Yeah. Like, you can't tell me that.
They did sit him. He was sitting for most of that second half. He was sitting, which is another
He's not
reason.
Sit on the sideline though if treatment's that important.
Well, that's true.
He's going to be back in the fucking locker room at half.
But he only played 32 minutes in that game because they were getting blown up by so much.
Right.
But name a game where the Bulls got blown out. And I hate to do the Michael Jordan thing again, but I'm going to. Name a game where the Bulls got blown out where Michael Jordan wasn't still on the court.
Or
Or
at the very least, he's on the bench still with his fucking team.
Most of the time, he was on the court.
Right.
He was. If he took a loss, he took a loss.
Right.
He didn't walk out on his teammates.
Yeah.
He may have held them responsible. He may have been an asshole to some of his teammates because they didn't toe the line.
Right.
Because they didn't do what they needed to do. But again, that's kind of what a leader does. He takes charge of the team and says, "All right, you need to pull your fucking weight. You need to do this. You're not holding up your end of the bargain. You don't walk to the fucking locker room and you don't call." Jordan never called his teammates out in public either. He did it behind closed doors.
Yeah, you only know about most of the Jordan stuff with him calling teammates out at this point because of
it's
the
leaked.
documentaries that have come out about him.
Because it's leaked.
Right.
He never did it in
But I'm
front
saying,
of
like,
people.
the Last Dance stuff comes out
Right.
there. Okay, yeah, now you're going to see how he was behind the scenes.
Right.
Up until those things got released, like, you didn't hear shit about how Mike was behind the scenes.
You heard rumors that he was an asshole.
Oh, yeah, you heard the rumors.
You hear rumors.
And especially living in Detroit, like, you know, with his hatred of Isaiah,
Right.
you hear all about that.
Yeah,
but
100%.
No, neither way was it ever confirmed until those documentaries dropped.
I don't know. It's just when you do it multiple times, just to me, it's like, all right, dude, like this is who you are now.
Yeah.
This is who you are.
It shows a pattern.
Like you literally, you revealed yourself to be, and I've said this in multiple weeks. You're a fucking fraud, dude.
He's a petulant child who's
Yes.
never actually grown up. And no matter how good a player he is and was, he will never go down as the GOAT at this point because of all of this bullshit that has basically, from the beginning, I pointed to some of these things and I went, that's why he'll never be. And then lots of defenders were like, oh, no, you're just holding one thing over his head. And you're just holding him to too high of a standard. Well, when the pattern continues
Right.
and you continue to be a petulant child and you continue to be an ass, that's you.
Yeah, he's a diva because Shaq's taking his limelight. He's a diva because so-and-so's taking the limelight. He's being a diva because he's got to share the limelight with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. Stop making excuses at this point. The fact of the matter is he's not a leader, and in order to be the GOAT, you got to be a leader.
And the funny
he's
thing is,
not.
I think a lot of it also is he's not the best player in the game anymore. He's not.
No, I mean, fucking Jokic just took home the MVP.
Yeah.
Which,
And that's another
I mean,
thing.
I
Like
don't
he
agree
bitches
with.
and complains about not winning MVP. Who fucking cares, dude?
Well, I thought this one was easy because this one should have gone to Harden. Nowhere in there is there an argument to be made about LeBron.
Right.
Like, he shouldn't have been in the conversation outside of the fact his name is LeBron James.
Right.
Right.
But
And
it's-
again, name another great whoever cared about personal accomplishments more than LeBron.
None of them do.
Personal accomplishments. Now, they wanted to win championships.
I think
but
the
they
only
never cared about personal accomplishments as much as LeBron does. They
only
didn't-
argument that I could even make was Mike in the Dream Team scenario with not putting Isaiah on it because he didn't want to take away from him.
well, I
Outside
think,
of that, though, and that's not that's
That was more
that's
of
a
hating-
separate type of basketball situation
Right.
that doesn't even have to do with the NBA.
Right.
well, that was more of begrudging of Isaiah because Pippen had as much to do with that as Jordan did, and they just hated the Pistons and Isaiah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like, that was more of not necessarily wanting to take the limelight away from him. It was more like they just fucking hated him and they kept him off the team, which I don't think is right. I didn't agree with that.
I was
I
gonna
don't
say,
agree
if-
with
if
that.
this was their revenge against Isaiah.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what it was.
So, which, in my opinion, being a Jordan fan, I still don't like that. I think it was bullshit. But that's different than, like...
I see the pun you played. It's bullshit.
Nice.
But it's one of those things where the personal accomplishments were never really big for... If you look at the greats in any sport, personal accomplishments never really meant that much to them. They
Did you
didn't
see
care about
Gretzky
them.
talking about his fucking shit?
Did you see Barry ever? Barry walked
gonna
away
say,
before he got the personal accomplishment.
For fuck's sake, with Gretzky lost more than he won. It was never about personal accomplishments with him. There were teams where he was the only thing they had.
Yeah.
And he was still out there at the end of the game, regardless of if it was a regular season game and they were losing 7-1 or a fucking playoff game in
Like-
the Western Conference Finals.
There's a different level of greatness when you talk about Jordan and Gretzky
Mm-hmm.
and guys like that. And yeah, LeBron's great. There's no denying that he is, but he's not on that.
no.
Yeah,
Level.
when it
He's
comes
just
to
not.
pure talent, he may be legitimately the greatest athlete I have ever watched play a sport.
On pure talent.
Yeah, just based on pure talent. But
as far as drive,
Yeah.
and the desire and the want
And
to be.
part of me wants to say this is where he missed out on college. College would have made that different.
You think so? Even if it was for 1 year?
But I hold off from saying it
Yeah.
because I turn around and look at Kobe. You go, Kobe didn't go
But
to
Kobe
college.
had that drive. Kobe
had all of it.
Yeah, exactly. Kobe
No,
was
I could sit here and argue with you guys and for hours and go, okay, and we talked about it last week, Joe, you and I did. It's not a matter of Mike's your GOAT, Kobe's my GOAT. It's the fact that they're both in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron, at this point, is not even in that conversation.
Well, and
I think he's done so much by doing so little. He's eliminated himself from that conversation without intending to eliminate himself from that conversation.
Well, and I'll go as far as to say on the Kobe Bryant aspect. He had times when in his younger playing days where he was a petulant child.
Oh, yeah,
where
absolutely.
He was a diva.
You can't put an 18-year-old in a men's league and not expect him to act like a fucking 18-year-old.
Right. There was plenty of times where he grew. He
Right.
grew as a person. He grew as a man. He grew as a player. And by the end, I didn't like him in his early days. I did not like him in his early days. By the time he grew into the person he became and he grew into the player he was,
he grew
I
into
was
the
a
Black Mamba.
huge fan of his. And the dude just did things that were remarkable on and off the court.
Right.
I admire the man on a personal level for being the father he was. The guy, he won an Academy Award after he retired. I mean,
like, there's a reason that he's the closer in our outro.
Right.
Like this is a dude all three of us essentially idolized at some point or another.
Absolutely. And on many different levels. But again, it's not to say he didn't have his problems early on in his career. He did, but he grew out of them. LeBron never grew out of them.
Yeah.
He actually embraced them and made them worse.
And it seems like by allowing him to play with guys like Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and now with Anthony Davis, it's always allowing for him to have the cop-out of why he can't do something. Well, he can't do it because they're not there. He can't do it because they're not there.
Right.
So
You didn't hear all that stuff with Mike and Kobe.
I do have a quote. I'm going to read this to you guys, and I want your genuine opinions on it. Before I say what I think about it. This is LeBron. My hat's off to everyone on this team who showed up every day to work. We obviously fell short of our goal, but we tried to do everything we could to be as great as we could, be under the circumstances.
So what is he talking about?
Do you have a video of him saying that? Because I highly doubt he said "we" that many times.
Was he talking about Anthony Davis getting hurt? Is that what he's referring to?
I don't know. The under the circumstances part is what throws me off.
Are you blaming the coach? Like, are you who are you blaming here?
Like, so basically, he's saying
blaming the fact that literally your entire team up and lefty last year,
right?
Like Davis is all you have now.
Well, they up and left because he basically up and booted him off the team, and under the circumstances, it seems like he's making an excuse again. Well, we did the best we could under the circumstances. I want to think.
Is this the COVID circumstances?
Right.
Because in
every
what
other
was
team,
the most difficult year of anyone's
you didn't seem to have an issue with it last year.
You fucking tore the house down.
And then, so I want to thank everyone on this team who showed up every day to work. You calling out your teammates for not showing up to work?
Yeah, like
I was going to say,
is it their fault you lost?
Is he calling Davis? Is he essentially alluding to the fact Davis is soft?
I don't know, but to
not
me,
my words. I'm just trying to decode his.
I'm trying to decode this, and the way he worded it just doesn't sit right to me. And I'm trying to figure out whether I'm just hating on LeBron because I don't like the guy at this point, and can't stand him pretty much. I'm going to fall short of hate, but I don't know. Am I picking it apart too much, or am I right in this?
I think there's definitely some wiggle room between the lines in that. I don't necessarily know what, but there's definitely some in between the lines shit there, I think.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm a huge fan of saying things and not coming right out and saying them, like kind of sugarcoating them a little bit. That is overly sugarcoated, though. There is something he wants to say that somebody wrote that down and said, this is what you have to say.
Right.
If you don't say this, you will get ripped for it.
Can't
Somebody
have that.
wrote that for it.
Can't have that.
So whether it's literally word for word written for him, or he was on the phone with the publicist right before, or it's a written statement that somebody, I don't know, but I don't buy for a second that came from his own brain.
Yeah.
All right. So this wasn't fully up to date, but it was at the time that this was made. So I just want to throw this a little bit of this out here for you.
Okay.
So Jordan had 179 playoff games. At this point, when this was made, it was 244 games for LeBron.
Okay.
Okay. How many 60-point playoff games did each guy have?
I know Mike had at least one. I'm sure he had. I think this is the only one he had, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
How many did LeBron have?
I have no idea. Zero?
I was going to say, I can't remember any of them.
Zero.
I think he's dabbled in 50 a couple of times, but I don't think he's ever touched 60.
So that brings me to the next one. 50-point games in the playoffs. How many games for Jordan?
One. I honestly don't know.
50?
50.
Frank?
I was going to say with Jordan, probably 2 or 3.
8.
Okay.
8. Okay.
8 playoff games with 50-plus points.
Right.
LeBron?
Zero.
1.
All right.
Yeah.
1. 40-point games. For Jordan? 38.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say,
That's
like,
quite a
every
few.
playoff game he played in.
For LeBron? 27.
I was going to say, it's in the 20s, I'm sure.
30-point games is dead even. 109 to 109. Okay? Less than 20. Jordan, 6. LeBron, 24.
Ooh.
Less than 15. Jordan, 1. LeBron, 11. Less than 10. Jordan, 0. LeBron, 3.
And it's funny, too, because
So-
I
don't want to hear this anymore. I'm done with the LeBron GOAT talk. I'm done with it. This episode right here for me ends that fucking conversation. And if you ever say LeBron is the GOAT to me, whoever you are, I will never take anything you say seriously ever again. You automatically lose all credibility to me on any level. On any level.
I was going to say, anything shy of this dude coming out and single-handedly winning, like, the next 3 fucking NBA championships, I'm right there with you.
Well, from one sack of shit to another sack of shit. The Detroit Lions.
Good segue.
See? I told you I had a good one.
Great one.
You had agreed this was going to be one loser to another loser, not sack of shit.
Well,
I mean,
but it's true.
I mean, now we're just being picky with words.
Right,
So,
right.
But either way, it's true.
So, New Era has come out with a new hat for the Detroit
The
Lions.
most incredibly
Oh, yeah.
perfectly done.
I don't know if anything's been more perfect for this franchise than this hat that New Era has just come out with.
It is
for the Detroit.
fantastic.
It's glorious. And Joe, you got it loaded up?
I got it loaded up. I did it while you guys were originally talking LeBron because I didn't have it loaded up, but now I got it.
That's great.
And I'm gonna throw it up there. And it's right over top of your shoulder that way.
Oh, okay.
And it's fantastic.
So for you people that are watching our stream right now, this hat encapsulates everything about this franchise.
Yep.
So do me a favor, describe it for the listeners who aren't seeing it.
It's literally it's the Honolulu blue hat, and it has an L, a big L.
It's a giant.
A giant L on the hat with the Detroit Lions logo like over it. And it's like, I don't know if there's been anything more perfect to describe a fucking franchise than that. Like, I'm serious. That's amazing.
This is like you're walking around on the playground going like this.
Exactly.
Like, giant L on your fucking head.
And the funny thing
like,
is,
this is hands down the
it's
greatest
glorious.
fucking thing they could
It's
have done.
fucking amazing. And you know the funny thing is about it is, come September at Ford Field, you're gonna see these stupid fucking fans wearing that fucking hat.
100%.
You're absolutely gonna see that.
I think
And
the
you're-
only problem with this hat is I would have made the hat black.
And you're gonna make fun of the fan, and the fan's gonna want to fight you. Because that's what Idiot Lion. This is fair enough. But this is what Idiot Lion fan does.
That's why I don't go to Lions games.
No,
though.
exactly.
Because a couple times I've gone to Lions games, there was I think there was one time where I didn't almost get in a fight. But I was with my buddy Sam, and I didn't want to,
I was
do
going
that.
to say,
that
we
one
almost
time.
got into a fight at the New England game.
At the New England game, we almost got into a fight, and several times. And it wasn't
almost
even
got
our
into a
fault.
fight with guys I hung out with in high school at one point.
Like it wasn't even us that was doing anything.
No.
But it's ridiculous. They take it so personal when your team loses year after year. Why do you take it so personal when people call your team a loser and call you a loser for supporting them?
And the game we were at was the New England game. The fucking Lions won.
Right, and they still wanted to fight us. It's ridiculous. This hat.
Oh, it's perfect.
Is perfect and utterly absurd and wrong in all aspects. Because the first thing I said in the group text when it got shown was, The Lions marketing team needs to be fired for this.
Absolutely not.
Whoever, well, no, now listen. I love the fact that they did this. I love it on all levels.
But I say absolutely not, because you can't deny that this is the history of the franchise.
You can't, but I guarantee you that's not what they were going for.
No,
they're
100%.
No, they're absolutely not.
They're just so dumb.
No, that L stands for Lions.
Right, but they're just so fucking dumb. As an organization from the top to the bottom, they're so stupid that the marketing team didn't realize, don't put a giant L on a team hat where the team has mostly lost.
It's one of the worst organizations in professional sports, and everybody associates your organization with losing. So what do? Let's put a hat with a giant fucking L on it, and your logo.
That's why I said it's fucking perfect.
Guys, you guys out there listening, if you haven't seen the hat yet, just Google it. I'm sure it'll be the first fucking thing that pops up.
I know the show doesn't have a budget, so the show can't buy me one, but I think I may come out of pocket and buy myself one just to wear on here. So every week, all we see is just L.
Frank, I will buy this hat for you. 100. If you
Fucking
absolutely fucking wear it,
I will wear it every Tuesday.
I will fucking buy this hat for you.
And you know I'll wear it every Tuesday because I damn near wear a hat every week except this week.
If he's gonna wear it on the show every Tuesday,
yeah,
and you have to wear it during football season as well,
100%.
every Tuesday,
I will wear it every Sunday, even if I'm at work, and I will wear it.
No, he can wear his Raiders or Jaguars or whatever team he's supporting that week. That doesn't matter. That's fine. I don't care.
I have both hats.
No. See, but he has to wear this hat all the time, and he can wear whatever jerseys he wants. Like he's got jerseys to support all his teams. But the hat,
none of the players are really on the team anymore.
But the hat, if we buy, and I'll pitch in for this. But this is my stipulation. I'll pitch in for this hat for him.
Right.
If you wear it every Tuesday,
it'll get worn.
You can switch up your jerseys, your shirts, whatever, but the hat has to be the same. This giant L loser fucking Lions hat that we're looking at right now.
And I'll wear it frontwards.
Oh, you have to wear it frontwards.
Yeah.
You absolutely have to wear it frontwards. That's the whole point of it.
I mean, when I'm out and stuff, I might go backwards
And
at certain
that's
points.
fair. But during the show, you absolutely have to wear it forward.
We're not going to hire an investigator to follow you around and make sure you're wearing it frontwards. But on the show, got to be forward.
Yep.
Got to be forwards. 100%.
That's a deal.
I'm done. I'm chipping in on that.
I was going to say afterwards, I will get you guys my hat size, and I will make sure they have a low profile because I don't do the whole flat
neither do I.
thing. So it's got to have a little bit.
That
of
just
a
looks
curve to
fucking stupid. I agree with you 100% on that.
And I will PayPal you the money. Just tell me how much you pay for it. I'll PayPal you the
Sounds
half.
good. I dig it.
Done. We're in. I love this. Loser Lions hat gonna be on the show on Frank's head every fucking Tuesday.
It's gonna be fucking great. I'm glad we came up with this. This is fantastic.
I love when shows take this direction. But
like seriously,
this
okay,
is so
I
bad.
look at this hat, and Chris sent it over. And mind you, none of us had any conversation about this.
No,
Chris sent it over out of fucking nowhere.
I had just seen it
we
that
hadn't
morning.
Even really talked during the week.
Right.
It just got sent over, and instantly I was just like, "Oh my god!" Like the Lord came down and designed this hat perfectly. Yeah, like seriously, and the beams of light are coming up and everything.
As soon as I saw the hat, I'm like, this is fucking glorious.
Yeah.
This might be one of the most glorious things I've ever seen.
That's why I said it is so historically accurate. It's an attractive hat. They did a good job with the hat, with everything outside of the giant L in the background, I think. I would have made the lion a little bit bigger, and I would have gotten rid of the fucking L.
Like
I put the old English D right behind it.
The hat itself, minus the L, it's not a bad looking hat.
No, I like the hat. I'm not a big fan of the Honolulu blue, to be honest with you, but I would have gone with the black hat.
See, for Lions colors though, I'm more biased to the throwbacks, a little bit darker blue with the gray helmets.
Yeah,
I like that better.
I have a hat with that logo on it, with the stripes and
I love
that logo is great. I wish they'd go back to that. And I love. I have a sweatshirt with that logo too because it's just a sweet logo.
That's great.
But this Bubbles the Lions thing or whatever the fuck they got going on, they gotta get rid of that.
It went from him being on all fours to him jumping up. Never understood the change, but as a whole, yeah, this is a hat that I would definitely wear.
Oh, it's if I can find it, you're fucking getting it.
Oh, trust me, we will find this. Even
So
if you
it
guys
is,
can't, I will.
Yeah, so we'll get that ordered for you. It's gonna happen. we're gonna order that for you at some point, and it may not be for next Tuesday's show, depending on when it shows up and how if we can find it. But
yeah, it'll be here before football season.
Yeah, as soon as we get it, that's an every Tuesday thing, and
Win or lose.
If you decide you don't want to wear the hat through the show, it's got to sit in the middle of the table, right in front of you. It's got to sit right there.
I'll put it right over the Royals batting helmet.
There you go.
Oh, it's a snapback.
Got to be displayed.
It's a
No, you get the snapback.
They don't have a curved one.
Well, it might stay here, and you just put it on Tuesdays then.
Snapbacks aren't necessarily my thing either.
It's done. It's being ordered right fucking now.
love it.
On air, I'm literally ordering
He's ordering this live right now because it's a fantastic idea.
It's a snapback. Wow.
Yeah.
That's the only way that hat could have been made worse.
This is fantastic. It's really, they don't have it in any other options. It's a snapback. Wow.
Oh yeah, it's a snapback. I thought it was a fitted, but it's a snapback.
Where did you even find it at? Because I'm on the NFL shop right now, and it's not listed under their hats.
NewEraCap.com.
Wow. I just keep throwing this hat up on the picture here for everybody to see, and it is just it is miraculously just tone deaf with your franchise. You just have no. This marketing person who came up with this had to have been new to the team, because if you know the history, why do you throw a giant L on the hat? And if this passed through management at all, how the fuck do you not know the history of your franchise that you let a giant L be on the front of your hat? Just a giant loss logo.
I would love to know what Dan Campbell said when he saw that hat.
He probably couldn't see it because he was wearing a fucking racing helmet.
Tell you something.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so let's go into this one.
I was going to say timeout. Please inform me what the hell y'all are talking about right now.
Oh, you didn't see this?
You really don't know?
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Oh my God, this fucking jackass. He was the what was he for the Grand Prix, Chris?
He was like the Grand Marshal.
The Grand Marshal for the Detroit Grand Prix,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So he comes to the press conference wearing a fucking race car helmet.
I think this dude should wear a helmet. Period.
Well, I think he might wear a helmet on like normal days because he's slightly off. But anyway,
I was going to say, does he wear one of those baby head forming helmets?
right? He might. I don't like. He might wear a helmet all the time. I don't know. But this race car helmet that he came, and for some reason, so what's the female reporter that's on Cowherd's show?
Joy Taylor.
Joy Taylor. So she ripped him for this. Yeah. Anyway, so she ripped him for this. And
Yeah,
then,
she did.
And then she got ripped.
Oh yeah, Lion
apart.
fan went after her hard.
She got ripped apart for going after him for this. And basically she called him a buffoon, which she's not wrong.
I was going to say,
What did-
think at this point,
Speaking
just about
of
everybody
that,
has.
what did the one guy, the local guy in this city call him? He called him a cartoon.
Yep.
Oh,
Which,
yes.
again, we don't agree on it much, but we agree
You're
on
right.
this.
Well, you guys so often, because I agree with most shit he says, but you guys so often have to say, even though we don't agree with him much,
We don't.
agree with. But you notice more and more you have to keep saying it when it comes to things like this team.
I rarely listen to
this
the show.
team and NFL. Mm-hmm. Just this team and NFL in general, I do agree with him on a lot. There's plenty that I don't, believe me. But with this team and with the NFL, I do. He's been.
Wow! I just pulled up a picture of it.
Cartoon character, buffoon, clown.
Yep.
Those are all words that were used to describe him, not just by us, by national media.
Oh yeah.
And at this point, I think he basically is the Lions mascot. Like, he's not even the head coach at this point. He's a mascot.
Like we said, he's a gimmick.
He is. He's a complete gimmick.
Oh, dude, he's even wearing a fucking Hans device.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I didn't even know he was wearing that. I just saw the
Yeah.
helmet.
Yeah, like, you look at the picture of him, he's got this ugly-ass white helmet with the fucking Grand Prix sticker right on the front of it. But then he's also got, like, the buckle and everything. Like, yeah, that's a full-on get-up.
Yep. I don't even know what to tell you.
Okay.
Like this dude, it's just like one thing after another. And I think he was asked either yesterday or today about it, and they asked him, like, what do you think about the national media getting after? He's like, I don't pay attention to that stuff. The fuck you don't pay attention to it.
I hope for his sake he doesn't. I hope for his sake he doesn't.
Because you hear that all the time with like athletes and coaches, and they say, oh, I don't pay attention to the media. Nonsense. I
you
find that
do.
complete bullshit. I think that, like, honestly, I think the only two guys that literally don't pay attention to it is Belichick and Nick Saban.
I don't even know if Nick Saban does.
I don't think he does.
I think it's just I think Saban's the guy who's got ESPN on.
You think so?
All right,
Yeah.
If you guys keep going for a minute, I'm pulling this picture up. I'm gonna put it on the podcast right now.
Of the.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
He's gonna bring the helmet up.
I just
Nick Saban though, he's always come off as that type of arrogant person.
We didn't
who
plan
wants
on-
to see himself on the news.
We didn't plan on talking about this, which is why I didn't have it loaded
Yeah, this
up
was
already.
not planned whatsoever.
But I'm gonna bring this picture up because if you're watching this right now live with us, you have to see what we're talking about. And there it is,
like,
folks.
as soon as I saw this thing, I'm just like, yeah, that's pretty accurate. That's about right.
And there it is. That's him wearing a race car helmet. He went to a press conference like that. At this point, he's a fucking joke. I'm
Okay.
sorry, he's a joke.
So I do have a question, and this is just based on the observation of what I'm looking at in this picture. You know in the movie Big Daddy, where Sonny has to give the kid the sunglasses
Yes.
so he can't see anything?
Yes.
From the looks of that, like, shield, it's all the way fogged up. Do we think this guy might just have an issue, like, where he gets nervous talking in front of people, so they just fogged up the entire fucking racing helmet so he
No.
can't see out of it?
I think it's fogged up because the dumbass walked from the training field.
He's
to playing field.
100% a mouth breather.
Yeah, right.
He's
Absolutely.
100% a mouth breather.
Absolutely. So he huffed and puffed in this fucking helmet the entire way from the practice field.
He didn't feel like carrying
to the
it, so
press
he fucking
conference.
wore it
So
there.
he wore the motherfucker
Okay.
the whole way, and he was huffing and puffing. And then he got to the press conference. He's like, "I'm gonna be the fucking Grand Marshal." Fucking Looney Tune.
I don't think he quite said it like that, but
No, but that's what I picture this guy all the time now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you guys, remember I told you he hadn't climbed past Patricia?
Yeah.
And he definitely wouldn't make it past Gaze? Oh, he's on his fucking way. Because at this point, he's past Patricia. I could give a fuck about
Frank,
Patricia.
we have a hat on the way.
Oh, boy.
He is past Patricia on my book. He is number 2 on the most hated list of coaches besides Adam Gaze.
How close is he to Adam Gaze?
Every day he gets closer and closer. Every day.
Now, I know we're talking miracles and hypotheticals, and I mean, shit, we're talking fairy tales at this point, but if he comes out and has a winning record, does your opinion of him change?
Listen, if this guy has a winning record, I will shoot the boot out of my oldest tennis shoe.
Oh, good. Yeah, I like that. Now, when I was reading all this shit on Twitter this past week and about this nonsense, and
Lock that down, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
That's remember that.
Yes, I know Frank will. 100% Frank will remember that.
I'll shoot your boot. I don't know what shooting boots means, but I will fucking put a bullet right through your boot.
You don't know what
You know what shooting boot means?
No, I'm
Means
a little bit younger than you guys, so those old school.
It means to drink some sort of liquid out of your shoe.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, then
It means to drink a liquid out of your shoe.
Jelly
okay.
beer.
That's Das Boot.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, but like, I just seeing all this shit this week over Twitter and people talking about Dan Campbell, and it's like, dude, he's a cartoon man. I'm sorry, he's not.
Is.
He's a like you do. Is if you win games, you can do all the goofy shit you want. Fine.
You know what cartoon character he is? He's the fucking Tasmanian devil. Literally, he's the
fair.
Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Fucking just coming in a fucking race car helmet.
Cannibal Dan Campbell. All right. Captain Cannibal.
Fucking A. This guy is just,
Like,
he's
but
climbing
like I
my
said,
chart.
dude. Before you start doing all this goofy ass shit, just win games.
Right.
Win games, you can do all the goofy shit you want. People think you're colorful.
That's why right now I'm like,
Bull
whatever.
Durham reference. Thank you. As we talked about before the show.
Yes.
At this point, like, I'm whatever he wants to do, he can do. It doesn't bother me any. I just care about what you do in a couple of months when the games start being played. But in the
But here's what's gonna happen.
If this is a team I don't enjoy watching, I feel the exact same.
But
way.
this is what's going to happen. They're going to be horrific this year, unless Sunglasses Online fan tells you they're going to be great this year. But they're going to suck this year, and people are going to go. People are going to go back to all the shit he did this offseason, and they're going to be mad about it, and they're going to be, I can't believe this is our head coach. Look at all the stupid shit he does. But now they're like, oh, I want to run through a wall for this guy. We'll talk again in like 6 months.
And I'll tell you what, I'm going to add to that. Not only will I shoot the boot if this guy has a winning record this year, I will wear that fucking loser ass Lions hat. I will wear a Lions jersey. Whoever wants to give me a Lions jersey, I'll be in full on Lions.
Do you even own one? Because I don't.
No.
Oh, you don't?
I do not.
Well, I'll fucking buy one.
Oh shit.
For this. If he has a winning record this year, I will buy a Lions jersey. I'll wear that fucking loser Lions hat. I'll shoot the boot while recording it, and we'll play it on the fucking podcast because that's how much I believe he will not have a winning record.
Can I one up the stakes?
Oh shit.
That's not high enough for you?
No,
Really not.
I want to one up one aspect of it.
All right.
If you're gonna shoot the boot, you're shooting my work boot.
Oh.
How much confidence do you have now?
You know what? Done.
All right.
Lock it up. Lock
Done.
it up. June 8th. Lock it up.
Done. Write that shit down. That's how confident I am he will not have a winning record.
I love
You
it.
don't want to shoot my work.
This is this is fantastic.
God, if you've ever listened to me before, I know I ask about this team every year, but
Like now I'm torn. Like now I want to see them just do horrifically
Chris
bad.
is about to be the biggest Lions fan in this room.
but I kind of want to see this fucking happen. So I might have to start rooting for this fucking team. Seriously.
I told you there was a way to get
Now,
him back on board.
What if? Well, yeah.
I've said it for years. There will be a way to get Chris back on board.
Now, say they
He just
say
Rochambeau'd
they-
you.
Now, say they tie and have have an even literally a 500 record, and they have a tie.
That's not a winning record.
Fair enough. Okay, I just wanted a stipulation.
They got to
on
have a
this.
winning record.
They play 17 games.
I know that.
Yeah, but what if they have an even record and a tie?
Oh.
So that would
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't realize
That
you
would
were
be a wash.
talking
That
that
would-
type of even record. Yeah.
that would be a
Yeah,
wash.
no, 500.
Okay.
Nothing
I just wanted a
happens.
stipulation on this. All right.
Got to have a winning.
He gets
record.
500, he can still drink
Even
out
though
of cups at his
even
own
though the
home.
tie still does technically count
Yeah,
above 500.
I personally think that
Okay.
doesn't count.
All right.
They got to have a winning
Okay.
record.
All right.
You have to have a positive winning percentage.
Got it.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't the NFC East. I get it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right. Fair enough. I wanted to clear this.
But that is how confident I am that not only will his team suck this year, but that he's not a good enough coach to overcome that.
We're getting to dead of summer. I'm wearing my work boots every fucking day in the dead of summer, too.
He's gonna wear.
My-
He's going barefoot.
My feet are going to fucking hurt. Yes.
Like I said, I'm torn on this bed. It's gonna be great.
Tomorrow's going to be like 85 degrees and fucking humid.
I hope you get new work boots before football season's
Oh,
over.
no. Oh, no.
Oh no! Once you got those things worked in, man. you
I was
don't
going
wanna
to say,
get those-
if anything, I'm taking them to a shoe place and just having them refurb them.
nice. This is
At
fantastic.
this point, I'll pay more for them
All right.
to get refurbed
There has
than
to
I
be-
will for new ones.
There has to be one stipulation though. I get to at least like wash them out a little bit. I can't. Be,
Oh, that
I-
ain't gonna help
I
you.
can't. I can't be drinking just like I got to be able to wash them out a little bit.
I can tell you my work boots right now have been my work boots for 2 years.
Okay, well I got to at least rinse them and wash them out a little bit.
You can run them through a fucking cycle on
We'll give
sanitizer.
you- we'll give
I
you
don't
this.
think
All
it's
right,
going to
good.
help you.
You can pick the liquid that you drink. How about that?
Yeah, you might want to drink bleach out of it.
You may, yeah. Because you may want to die after
if,
that.
if the Lions have a winning record, I will probably be drinking bleach. That's
I
yeah.
mean,
But yeah,
it's a COVID cure,
well,
so I think you'd be
I
fine.
think it might have to be. I think it might have.
From what I was told.
I think it might have to be an IPA, so that way it's a stronger flavor.
right.
oh, there will be enough flavor for you, I promise.
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
I mean a stronger flavor to overpower that flavor.
I
that's
was going to say we're talking a big guy's boot and a plant that has
that's some flavor right there.
a plant
Yeah.
that has no air conditioning.
Yeah, God,
that's-
why did I agree to that? I should have just. I already had the ante was already high with shooting the boot and wearing the Lions gear and having it recorded. Why did I say yes to that?
I think you'd be fine.
Because it was
I
in the
think I will
moment.
too, but still, it
Just literally, I can see it. Just the thought of it, you're like, nah, man.
Profit share next year, donating to the Lions. Go out, get yourself a stud. On me.
Fair enough.
I know our profit share ain't nearly enough to get you a good player, but even if you find
any
one that'll
any
just
little bit
sort of-
helps.
Yeah,
Any little bit helps.
it ain't much, man. But
You're gonna what are you
what
gonna
I can afford.
You're gonna pay for a
Oh,
practice
man.
squad player.
I think I would pay for a practice squad player's jersey.
Okay.
We're talking a year. I've been laid off for a while. Yeah,
Yeah.
there ain't gonna be shit to this.
Yeah.
right?
Still can't get chips. Yeah.
That's funny.
I understand that. Oh,
That's great.
Joe's like, oh darn, Frank can't get a good football player on the team.
That's a shame.
That sucks.
Guess they're still probably gonna suck.
So I want to stick with football here. It's kind of.
We got a comment.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
Nope.
We have officially been spammed for the first time on Twitch.
Oh, sweet.
All right.
It says, want to be famous? Buy followers.
Okay.
Okay.
We got spammed for the first time. That's a big moment.
I think so. That's something.
So I got Raphael commenting on mine. I didn't see it until now, but he says talk football, which we have been Lions, and he says, "Hey Joe, do you want your 20 years back?" That's kind of an inside joke because he scared the ever loving shit out of me at work one day. I was down an aisle in the warehouse counting shit, and he comes around and just says, "Hey Joe, I didn't fucking know he was there," and I just about lost my life and shit my pants. So.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
okay, then.
Yeah.
Raphael, listen, we got to have a talk. Joe's on the older side. You can't do that to older people.
No.
Bowels, not as good. Hearts, not as good.
And apparently my hearing isn't very good either because I didn't hear him at all until he said something. It scared the death out of me.
Can't do that, man. Can't be doing that.
But thanks for listening, Ralph.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
He seems to be somebody who's on quite often too. So
Yeah, he
definitely.
comments on our stuff. I don't know if I don't know if he listens to the entire show all the time, but he listens here and there, so we appreciate it. And we're going to talk more football. Apparently, Chris has.
We
something else
are because we had talked about this before the show that it's kind of come out that there's talk of college football playoff expanding to 12 teams.
Yes,
which to me anything that's more than 4, I'm in favor of. I think it needs to happen. I think 12 may be a bit too much, but I'll give it a shot. I prefer 8. That's just me.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna say it's too much because, like I told you guys beforehand, I'd love a whole fucking 64-team tournament.
Right.
Like if I'm talking selfishly, I'd watch March Madness in football form. I'd love it.
100%.
But on the flip side,
Little
the
much.
way you guys were breaking it down, yeah, 8 probably would have been the go-to number in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, so the thing with 12 is apparently that's their sweet.
Or 10. 10 I could have dealt with.
12 is their sweet spot apparently, and I don't know why, but that's apparently where they're aiming for.
Because it gets you even brackets and
It's-
one team out of each gets
I mean,
the
yeah,
bye.
you get your Power 5 in.
Right.
And
Well-
then with 8, you may not get your Power 5.
Yeah, that's that's entirely possible.
My problem with 12, and I'll go into this a little bit here, we talked about it before the show, but obviously this is for the listeners. My problem with 12 is that the top 4 teams are going to get a bye.
Yeah.
Right? And if you go to if it's 8, everybody plays the same amount of games. If it's 16, everybody plays the same amount of games. If it's 12, top 4 teams get a bye. And then you run into a problem where all the teams are not playing the same amount of games.
Yep.
And it's not really on the same level because the basically you're saying the top 4 teams now make the playoffs, right?
Right.
Well, in this case, you're saying the top 4 teams are still getting the advantage of not having to play the week before, and then they got to play an even more beaten up team that played the week before and won. So you're still giving the major advantage to those top 4 teams. Right. So for me, it would have been 8 or 16 because you don't run into that issue. In this case, you're running into the issue of still favoring the top 4 teams, and I think that's why they're favoring the 12 matchup.
That's why I threw 10 out there, because 10 would have given 2 byes, which I think that's fair to give your first and your second place team a bye. Once you're getting into 4 teams,
I think I'd have been more for that than 12, honestly. Yeah. I'm all for anything more than 4, and I'm with you there, Chris.
Other thing that kind of popped into my head as you were talking, what if they had, like, okay, you have your normal ranking system, and
right.
1 through 12 are the teams that are making it in.
Right.
What if your 4 teams with byes weren't necessarily your 1, 2, 3, and 4 teams? What if your 4 teams with byes were your top 4 teams from Power 5 conferences?
I think that's how they're setting it up. Though.
Is it?
I believe that's how they would set that up. Yes.
I don't hate the idea. I like it better than just doing it your top 4 teams.
I do feel if they're going to fucking do this, Notre Dame join a fucking conference.
Yeah, they have to.
So
they have to. At this
that's
point.
the other thing.
They've got to lock themselves in the ACC.
Any team that is conferenceless needs to be in a conference at this point.
Yeah.
But I will say, in the event they don't, Notre Dame, the military schools,
fuck 'em.
Some schools like that fall under the independent status.
Right.
You don't want to join a conference, that's fine. But when it comes down to the bye weeks, I don't want to hear bitching because you guys chose not to join.
Right.
Like, you shouldn't be eligible for that if you're not in one of those conferences. I was saying it for a team like Cincinnati. Cincinnati had a good year. Hypothetically, they end up as a 3 seed. Okay, they're not necessarily a big school. They're probably pretty lucky to have gotten into the tournament at that point anyways, because they're not a big follow team. They're not going to get that benefit of the doubt. At 3, they probably get bumped out by a couple of good wins at the end. What I'm thinking is a team like that goes on, has to play their first game, but Oklahoma out of Big 12 is in there.
Right.
And they're your 5 seed or your 6 seed, but they're a top team. You give them, because of strength of schedule, the bonus bye week.
Like last year, like Cincinnati would have played or Alabama in the first round. Okay,
But at least they get a shot at playing.
Yeah,
Right,
you
but
get a
they get a
shot.
chance.
And I don't know. Do you play these games at neutral sites? Do you play them at the higher seeds field? How do you do that?
I think the talk right now is
I played
that
at like bowl sites.
the talk right now is them playing the first round at the higher seeds home field, and then it would go into bowl stadiums from there. So basically, those would become bowl games,
right,
leading up to the championship.
So
game.
you would have Michigan versus Michigan State in the Citrus Bowl for a second round playoff game.
Right.
And then the winner of the Citrus Bowl goes on and plays in the Cotton Bowl.
Right.
And then the winner of the Cotton Bowl goes on to play the winner of the
Which-
fucking Depends Bowl.
Right.
In the
which to me, I think they should make it to where they're playing every one of these playoff games, and no matter what playoff game it is, first round, whatever, they all should be bowl games because that's their best way. Let's face it, the NCAA is all about money, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the best way for them to make money off of this is to make them the bowl games.
Yeah.
And the bowl games lead to the playoffs.
Well, yeah, because you get money from both schools. So, yeah,
Right.
That will only
And
make
not
sense,
to
huh?
mention, you get the big advertisement money for these.
Yep.
So make them the bowl games, and lead the bowl games to the championship. Period. You know?
Yeah, no,
That's-
I agree with you. It makes
I think that's
makes
the
total sense.
that's the way it should. That's the way I thought it should be when they first came up with the playoff concept, and it was 4 teams. And I'm like, 4 fucking teams? That's not even a playoff.
You know what I think would be kind of cool though? Kind of do it like literally the national championship game. Do it kind of like how they do the Super Bowl. Rotate around the country, not bowl games, but at
Right.
like team stadiums. Like you have one at the big house.
like the
you
bowl
have
games
one
at this point can kind of go away.
the bowl games are fucking useless. They've been useless for a long
Well,
time.
Since you made the playoff, they've become
Well, the bowl
totally
game-
I mean,
useless.
granted, I love watching them because it's football
yeah.
to watch, but
Still
they're,
have 'em,
they're
but they
essentially
just don't mean
Yeah, they're
anything.
essentially useless.
Well, to me, when I say bowl game, it's the advertisement of the bowl game, right?
No, I
you
get
can,
it, yeah.
I'm with you. You can play it at any stadium.
Right.
Yeah.
It could just be called the Citrus Bowl. Doesn't have to be played in the same stadium all the time anymore.
Well, I mean, they just
You
played
can
the
call-
Rose Bowl in Dallas.
Right. So, like, again, you can play those at any stadium.
Yeah.
But make it, say it's the bowl game, say it's the advertisement. You still make money off of that as the bowl game and as the advertisement, and then you
Right.
move that around the country.
See, I think it would be cool if you played like the national championship game at the Swamp in Florida, or at Bryant-Denny Stadium, or at Michigan Stadium, or whatever.
was
I
gonna
think
say,
that would
could
be
you-
cool.
Could you imagine the entrance Clemson would have if you have the national championship in that game?
Yeah.
Like in that stadium, and Clemson's playing,
Yeah.
and they got to do the whole run down the hill thing. Like, that would be electric.
Well, it's
for a
like when
fucking national
Miami would play in the
championship
Orange Bowl, in the Orange Bowl game,
Right.
Like that stadium went nuts, and they ran through their smoke and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Even when they were specifically asked not to, and they said, "Fuck you, we're doing it,"
Right.
and they fucking did it.
But if you're the home team, I feel like you've kind of reserved the right.
You've earned that.
Yeah, you've earned the right to have your own
Well,
setup
when
and
they-
stuff that you're
When they
used
did it, they were technically the road team when they did it.
Okay,
it was against Nebraska.
That I could.
Well, then that's a
It's such a-
scheduling fault.
Yeah, but
That's their fault.
No, it wasn't.
No,
it
it's
was
just-
a bowl game. It was
yeah.
really a national
Well,
championship game.
Okay,
the
but
higher
it's
seed
still
was
not on them.
Nebraska.
Yeah, the higher seed was Nebraska, and they said they asked Miami not to do it. So the Sebastian, the Ibis,
Yeah.
got a fire extinguisher, and he fucking did it. I'm like, all right, sweet.
Yeah, fuck it.
I mean, it's your home stadium. Are you gonna fucking?
Yeah, exactly. There really wasn't much they could do to stop that, but no, I think, like I said, do it like if you want to have like each like bowl like legitimate site, So say you have the national semifinal at the Rose Bowl, and call it like the Rose Bowl game, or the Orange Bowl at Miami Stadium, or Hard Rock Stadium, I believe it's called. If you want to do that, fine, but like the literally national championship game, just rotate around the country to like campus stadiums.
And you can call it the NCAA National
You
Championship,
absolutely can.
brought to you by X, Y, and Z.
Exactly.
And your
I think that would be
semifinal
cool.
games can be the NCAA semifinals,
Right.
brought to you by X, Y, and
Because you see like a national championship game played at Tiger Stadium and LSU.
Oh my god,
That would be awesome.
It'd be electric, and those people that would be there, holy shit!
Yeah, it would be even at. And I hate to bring them up, but playing one at the Shoe, I think that'd be fucking cool. Even Notre Dame Stadium, that would be fucking cool.
It would be.
But that's
Big
my
house.
thoughts.
We could add 6 more levels onto it.
Right. Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, that'd be fucking cool. Or Beaver Stadium, fucking that'd be great. But it's. I think they need to. I think that'd be really fucking cool if they did that. They're not going to do that, obviously, because
it's not.
I mean, look how long. First of all, look how long it
Because the
took
fans
them-
want to see it. Why would they?
Yeah, I mean, look how long it took them to get a playoff in the first fucking place. Even though it's common sense that it would have made them significantly more money than the bowl system, the BCS that they had. And now it's taken them forever to come up with a system, like a playoff system bigger than 4 teams, because people are clamoring for it. So what does the NCAA do? No, we don't want it. Nah.
And if leagues like the XFL and the AFL and shit like that haven't shown the heads of these leagues that are successful anything, like there is still a hole in society that can be filled by football, more football. There's not enough football out there as it is. In as much as people enjoy watching it 4 days a week, they want to watch it more.
I do.
I was slightly disagree with you on that, but I think there's plenty. I think honestly I think there's too much.
Really?
Yeah, because you watch the XFL and you watch the US, which the USFL is starting a league again.
They're coming back.
And it's just it's subpar football, man. To me, it is.
So,
but I'm saying by adding 4 playoff games, 5 playoff games potentially in a week.
Yeah.
You're adding quality football. You're not just adding random football. You're adding quality football, and that's what these leagues have shown them people want. People don't want to watch
with the college
XFL.
version of I'm fine with.
Right.
But these new leagues that pop up seemingly every year now.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like these new leagues that have popped up show you that there is a want for more football. You can give them that by giving them quality.
But I don't think there's enough quality. That's the problem.
Right, but by adding the playoff games, there's
Right.
more quality.
yeah, it's by adding the extra week in the NFL, by adding the extra playoff games in college. You're adding extra football, which is quality football, as opposed to these off leagues where
But that's my
where
thing.
they
That's
where
my
they
point.
don't. Yeah, like the off leagues, they're not quality enough.
Like
right?
week
they're
one,
not.
week one, everybody watches, and then by week 3,
Right.
you're down to like.
I mean, I'm fucking sitting there and I'm watching the Lions play Carolina, and everybody's going, "Oh, an XFL quarterback! Oh, an XFL quarterback!" And I'm like, I didn't watch the XFL. Like, I had better things to do every day.
And that's why I think there's too
I
much
watched
football.
it. I watched it. I wouldn't say I watched it as much as I did regular NFL football, but for me, if we're talking about kind of two different things here, and I'll dive into the alternative league here for just a second. I think the XFL under The Rock might have it in the right direction as being sort of a minor league to the CFL. Right, so they're going to be affiliated with the CFL.
Oh.
So it's almost like a developmental league for CFL.
It's like watching the AHL or
yeah.
Toledo baseball. Or something
Right,
like
Toledo
that.
baseball, and that's where these other football leagues don't get it, and that's where I think the NFL doesn't get it. The NFL could actually make more money than they do, which is almost humanly impossible.
Right.
If they affiliated themselves with a minor league football system that was the developmental football system for the NFL.
Yeah.
So guys that were on practice squads the year before, guys that were only played a certain amount of games for NFL teams the year before, would then be eligible to play on those lower teams.
And actually, where you're going with this is genius, because this is how we get the Lions to stop sucking. We relegate them from the NFL into the lower league and let them develop.
Relegation needs to happen.
We're giving Chris his relegation that he wants.
It needs
we're
to
giving
happen.
you the minor league,
It
and we're giving me a
absolutely
successful
needs to
football
happen.
team.
Yeah, to me it makes sense. And again, it would only be players that were now the relegation system is a little different. You would relegate a team, but with the system I'm kind of talking about is only players who were on the practice squad or only played a certain amount of games for an NFL franchise would then be eligible to play for the minor league franchise that next year. Now, obviously, there would be some kids that might want to forego their years at college and just join one of those teams, and you could do that.
You can do that.
That's the way you would get.
But you got to do 2 years like you got to do in the D League.
Exactly. You would still have to do the same amount of years, but those kids could then leave college where they're not getting paid as much as they would with a professional team. So they could.
Wait a second.
Some of them may make less.
I was wondering if you guys could pick up on that one. So they would get paid more. And they would be able to get professional football in and make money instead of going to school if they don't want to do that. And you could actually benefit on getting some of these kind of nice name players out of college if they don't want to go to college for a couple years before they go to the NFL.
It's almost like the junior hockey concept.
Right. Perfect.
Now,
I don't understand how they haven't wrapped their minds around that. You could capitalize on
until
that.
it gets to that point. I will still maintain my point that I think there is too much football because it's
of bullshit leagues. Yes,
that's
yes.
what I was.
I agree.
All I meant by that. It's
I agree.
Too much.
Yeah, by doing your idea, you're essentially trying to form an entire new league that's non-existent.
Right.
What
right.
we were talking
but
about
it's a league,
were leagues that have been
But it's
formed.
a league that legitimately makes sense.
Right.
Like
the
these other-
XFL, the USFL, they don't. I will agree with you wholeheartedly on that. They don't make sense.
What blows my mind is we're three schmucks sitting here talking on a podcast.
Asshole, but again,
right, well,
we're debating terms.
We're three fucking assholes sitting here just bullshit and talking. Like, we don't have staking in this. We're not higher ups in franchises or CEOs or anything like that. How have these people who come out with a fucking football league every other year, sometimes two, how have they not tried to have these meetings and come up with this idea to form the basically the minor league of the NFL and go to the NFL and say, listen, we can make you more money. You can capitalize on this. Let's do this.
You just said it, though, because it's a minor league. That's not how these people think.
Yeah. I was going to say I have I have a very interesting answer, but to keep it more along the lines of where we're trying to go with this, like, you're asking these owners to do something different than make billions of dollars, which they've already done.
And then
they
you're asking
know
them to
this
spend
works.
money that they don't want to fucking spend.
They wouldn't have to spend money. You're already forming these leagues, right?
Yeah.
So you just go to the NFL and have these meetings and discuss,
So
negotiate.
It's like walk into the USFL's fucking scheduling meeting and be like, we want to buy you guys and make you all our minor league systems.
So would you have a team that was, say, like the minor league team of, say, the Lions?
Yeah.
So you would still have to pay them.
I still argue that they are.
Yeah, you'd have to pay them. Yes,
but you'd still have to spend money, which they don't want to fucking do.
There's ways to work it to where they could still make more money.
Oh, I'm sure, but they don't look at it like that.
It's crazy to me they don't look at it like that. It would be more profit sharing for the NFL. The NFL's name would be a part of this minor league.
And Joe, I agree with you 100% on this. I think it's a great idea, but the owners don't look at it this way.
I was going to say, you're trying to get people who have no interest in changing to change their
It's
way
like it's
of
like
thinking.
it's like the Chris Ilitch theory. He doesn't want to. He's a freaking billionaire, multiple times over. But he doesn't want. How do you think he's still a fucking billionaire? Because he don't want to spend any of his fucking money.
Yeah,
that's how these fuckers stay rich. But if you truly think about it, if you actually spent money the proper fucking way, you would make more fucking money.
Yes.
And but these idiots don't understand that.
No, because they just want to keep feeding a little bit into the system that keeps making them a lot.
You look at Stan Kroenke. He owns the fucking Rams. He owns the fucking Avalanche. He owns the fucking Nuggets, and he owns Arsenal.
Right.
Those, especially the Rams, he puts money into. He's paid for a $5 billion fucking stadium for them. He doesn't put any money into Arsenal, which I don't understand. Arsenal, I'm sorry, dude. That is the biggest jewel in your fucking portfolio.
Oh yeah,
they are hands down bigger than any fucking club you own.
They're worth more.
They are
than any club he owns, other than
the Rams. I think are worth more. I believe so because of the stadium.
I don't believe so.
No, they are. The Rams are worth more. Trust me, they're worth more. Barely, but they are. It's because of that stadium.
If you guys keep talking, I'm gonna be Stat Girl for a second.
Okay,
fair enough. Anyway, they're probably close. Regardless, but with Arsenal, if he doesn't invest money in that team, and if he did, dude, he would make so much more money if you actually invested in that team.
Yep.
But he hasn't since he took him over, and the team has been on a strong decline ever since he fully took them over. And
because he's unwilling to invest more.
Because he's unwilling to invest. Like you see teams
Rams
like
are worth $1.2 billion more.
There you go.
Really?
Dude, like pretty much every NFL team is.
So how much are they worth?
Arsenal is 2.8. Rams are 4.
Wow.
Yeah. The NFL teams, dude, the big richest team in the world is with Dallas, the Cowboys.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
The Rams are tied with Man City for
Yeah.
13th overall.
But you look at a team. I'm glad you brought up Man City. You look at a team like Man City. They're owned by a freaking sheik.
Yeah.
They're owned by a sheik, but he actually invests his money in his team. And you know what they do? They win stuff. They won the Premier League this year. They got to the Champions League final this year. Same thing with Chelsea. They're owned by a Russian oil tycoon. Guy invests in a squad. What did they do? They won the Champions League this year. You have to invest in your team, especially in European soccer, to win. This asshole doesn't do that.
It's kind of like that in any business, right? So you have to invest.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to invest to make money, right? It takes money to make money. You're not gonna be able to invest minimal and gain max. It doesn't work like all these people think it works with the fucking cryptocurrency and fucking stock
Bitcoin
traders
and
all that. Where I can invest $20 and I can become
that shit's great.
I can
but
become
it's
a
not
millionaire.
The real fucking world.
Right, like it's just not that way. And in any business, you have to invest in your business in order to make more money.
Yeah.
You can be making money, but would you like to make more? Because you can kind of just grind it out and make money.
Right.
But in order to make more money,
You actually have to
need
spend
to
something.
invest some of it into it.
Exactly.
Investing in your business, investing in your company
Yep.
makes sense.
And that's why
As long as you do it in the right way.
there's a takeover bid for Arsenal over the guy who created Spotify.
Okay.
And he's put in a second bid, from what I've read, a second bid of just over $2 billion to buy Arsenal. Now, Stan Kroenke has continually said, he's like, I'm not gonna sell. Dude, at some point, you're gonna be like, all right, dude. It's
at some point you got to go.
I don't understand owners like that. Like, why don't you want to win more? Why don't you want to make more money? By winning, it enhances your team's brand. It enhances your brand as a fucking person, as an owner, and you would make more money. But I don't get it. I don't understand it. And all these assholes, owners that cry poor, fuck you. You're lying directly to your fan base's face.
You don't own a sports team.
You don't know what it's like to be poor.
Like, we can't afford this guy. We can't. Stop it.
Try being poor once, and you'll know what it's like to be poor.
I was gonna say, you can't afford $1 million player.
Right.
Poor people can't afford dinner.
Right. Like, poor people make the choice between ramen noodles and PB&J or
noodles. I gotta go with.
Or not eating.
Yeah.
Or just not eating and saving something for the next day, because that's what real poor people do. They don't question whether they can spend $3 million on a player every year or only $1 million on a player every year. So go fuck yourself with the we're poor routine. And COVID cost us too much money.
Yeah, those TV contracts really fucking cost you guys a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's the one nice thing about those contracts is they're guaranteed either way, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where a majority of your income comes from.
It is.
All right, boys. So we're at 8:08 p.m. right now.
Oh, I hear you got a good cameo.
And I was gonna say we had another topic, but I think we might skip that this week. Or are we gonna go into that a little bit?
Julio will wear number 2.
Julio's wearing number 2. That's the other thing. Julio got traded to the Titans.
Yep.
In case anybody didn't know.
Second and a fifth.
Yeah, second and a fourth. For Julio and a sixth. And basically, for me, it makes the Titans more of a contender.
Oh, it does.
It gives them another weapon. And you've already got Derrick Henry, who's the best bowl over, run you over, run down your throat.
Power back probably the league's ever seen.
Yep, he's up there. And
Bo
then
Jackson.
and then you've got AJ Brown,
Earl Campbell
on the outside. To me, Tannehill now becomes. You look at him even more now.
Oh yeah.
So like,
spotlight's on that dude.
I was gonna say all eyes are on him this year.
Like, you got your weapons, bro.
Yep.
Like,
well, and
you and I talk about this guy every fucking year, Joe. But this is the year. It's nut up or not.
So to me, he's already nutted up, but I'm going to tell you why. People still don't think he has, because they still remember him from his Miami days.
oh, he's been solid since he's been.
So,
in
Dude, he's
Tennessee.
been incredibly solid.
So he's got 24 starts for the Titans.
Yeah.
Right? The last 24 starts for the Chiefs are combined are here with Mahomes. So his last 24 starts
I saw
for
the stats you're
Tannehill's,
talking
right?
about, yeah.
And quarterback rating, Tannehill's better. Yards passed, now Mahomes wins that with about 900 more yards. More total touchdowns, Tannehill 61 to 56. Interceptions, same 10 and 10. Completion percentage, Tannehill wins that 67.7 against 66.4. So if you want to compare numbers over the last 24 games that both these guys have played, they're pretty comparable. And Tannehill's more mobile than people give him credit for.
I just want to acknowledge for the people that are listening to this and watching this, like, he has done this now with Michael and LeBron, and now with Ryan Tannehill, and a guy he's gone on record stating as one of his favorite players right now.
Yeah,
he just argued that Tannehill is equally as good as one of his favorite players.
Not equally as good. His numbers are equivalent
by going off of the exact same thing he used to tell you Michael is better than LeBron.
Yes.
Just wanted to acknowledge that.
I'm an equal opportunity stat guy.
I'm just pointing it out for everybody else who's paying attention because you can't argue those numbers. These are the numbers. This is the way things go.
You can't.
I know what your feelings are. I know what your opinions are. But you can't argue this stuff anymore.
You can't. So, yeah, did we want to get into the topic that, Frank, we were talking about before the show, or do you want to just go to Cameo and we wrap it up?
Hold on.
Because it's a topic we can save for another day. It was.
I was going to say, we got enough dead time coming up.
Yeah, we might need that.
It was an off
in the back.
Yeah, it was an off the cuff topic that can be covered at any point in time. So we'll get into that another day.
It was a great topic.
Oh, it will be.
It will be.
When we
think
use
it can only be made better by giving us time to actually format this, actually put together what we think is.
Yeah,
I think we're way better when we just
rip
go
it,
from the
man,
cuff.
Yeah, but I'm saying actually put your top list together.
Yeah.
Where I'm not
my
sitting.
list is together.
What?
Said my list is together. I had it before the show.
I thought my list was together too, and then somebody shit on it and fucking threw out a movie.
A movie that's not a baseball movie.
No, we agreed that was number one. No, we threw out.
I don't agree it's number one.
No, you don't. I'm saying me.
I don't either.
Me and the gentleman who were having the debate agreed it was number one.
Right.
You weren't part of that debate.
That's fair.
But then they threw out the League of Their Own, and that just fucked up my top five. So
that's a little preview of that.
Preview of a topic to come on another show.
I'm a big fan of teasing things.
Yep.
That's what she said. Jesus. That's what she said.
I couldn't react fast enough. That's my fault.
Got a little schoolboy giggle out of it.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, so we've got the Cameo for this week, and I haven't seen it yet. I actually loaded it up right before the show. It's Bam Margera, and good Lord, this man's life has taken a downfall.
What up, Craig and Justin? It's Bam Margera, the group of 20 skaters growing weed in Oklahoma. Giving a shout out for killing it. And I have to say, F this saggy ball sack named Rick, because Rick is causing problems and killing the vibes. Love you guys. Bam, Nikki, Phoenix. Bye.
Wow.
All right, then.
Shower shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what you
If
can say
I
about
paid
that.
for that, I'd be fucking furious.
You can't let that shit happen. You can't. Unless you pay for it, apparently. Yeah, that was bad.
Oh, wow.
I think the only thing I can say at this point is I hope Bam gets his life together, because
I do too.
Jackass 4 would be a lot better with him in it.
That's definitely a grind my gears. Shitty Cameo videos.
Yeah.
Look at all three of us. I mean, we walked in today. Chris was all cheery. We had good days. Nobody's pissed off about it. We didn't even have a grind my gears.
No, we didn't. I don't have a grind my
Up
gears
until
right
that.
now. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, that was actually the worst Cameo we've had.
Yeah, that was not a good one. But it's hard to find good ones.
Man, that took very little effort, and I guarantee somebody paid a lot for that. That was awful.
For Bam, hell yeah. I mean, that's got to be.
He probably snorted it up his nose.
Yeah, or drank it.
Apparently, he's growing weed in Oklahoma. So,
all right.
Or the guy that he was doing the cameo. Right. Somewhere in there, somebody grows weed in Oklahoma.
He was harsh in the vibe, man.
Yeah, I don't know who was growing weed in Oklahoma, but somebody was.
Somebody was growing weed in Oklahoma.
Cheyenne.
Somebody there's named Nikki.
Cheyenne. Yeah, she grows it in the back of her G6.
That's right.
And
while she's smoking Newports.
That's right.
the other thing I
Fucking
figured
Cheyenne.
out is somebody's a saggy ball sack.
Somebody's a saggy ball sack.
Dude, I swear to God, I think the Cheyenne joke for
Cheyenne's
us
the
is Cheyenne's gonna go to our grave as just being the epitome of the white trash.
Oh God,
chick.
yeah. With like the green nails that look like that Newport,
They're-
the
and
Newport green.
Yeah,
and
they're
shit.
Newport green, but they're the pointy ones. Yeah. Yep.
100% with the hoop earrings and shit. Oh yeah. Great.
Coal black dyed hair.
Oh, good Lord. Awesome.
Oh shit.
We love you,
Yeah.
Cheyenne.
Yeah. Whoever you are, Cheyenne. Well, Cheyenne's probably gotten a lot of love,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
anyway. All right. I think that's going to wrap up the show.
Yeah, I think so.
So that's going to do it for tonight's episode.
Sorry, Cheyenne.
Hey, Cheyenne, give us a like, a share, and a follow on our social media,
Right.
like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube.
Maybe send Joe a Facebook relationship invite.
You can- wow. I don't like them that trashy. You can find all of your podcasts.
And I don't know who she is.
I mean, I don't know who she is either, but anyway, you can find all our podcasts on your favorite podcast provider. As always, Cheyenne, check out our website at sotdet.com. Again, that's sotdet.com. We want to thank everyone, including Cheyenne, for listening and or watching. On behalf of Chris and Frank, I'm Joe. We are Sports on Tap Detroit. See you next Tuesday.
And that is it for us today.
No! God, please, no!
Bye, have a great time.
No! God!
Bye, guys.
No. Bye, buddy.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
It's never goodbye.
You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs.
You were meant to be here tonight.
You guys will always be in my heart.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
I think the most important part is that we all stay together throughout.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Live. Fight like hell. The best thing I have ever done, the best thing I will ever do, is be a dad.
God, I love you guys. Mamba out.